So my one respite from my crap-ass job as a receptionist was to go shopping during my lunch hour. I would go window shopping at Macy's, and I could never afford anything, but there was one day when I saw the perfect dress. It was this black liquid silk. It was just the most elegant thing I'd ever seen. It was a Calvin Klein number. It was the kind of dress that you want to be wearing when you are on the arm of a gorgeous man, just walking outside of a theater when you bump into your ex. It's your eat your heart out motherfucker kind of dress. And it was on final clearance for $99, a Calvin Klein dress, silk for $99. But it was a Calvin Klein size 8. Let me break this down for you. I have size 14 boobs, a size 12 waist, and a size 16 ass. There was no mathematical equation that could have gotten me into that dress. Pythagoras could not have figured out a theorem for this one. But for some reason, I was feeling kind of lucky. So I took that dress into the dressing room, I sucked my gut in just a little bit, and I zipped that zipper up, and I was reborn. I was a Calvin Klein size 8, and I was stunning. I mean, after all, I had been working out a little bit, and, so I knew that, okay, I've been watching my figure. And actually, I felt like there was a little bit of room in that dress, so I immediately purchased the dress on final clearance, and I went to celebrate at Panda Express for some orange chicken and some Cinnabon, because I needed to maintain the curves for this dress. So I was so excited to bring it home and model it for my sister, so I slipped it on and I zipped it up, and it was a little harder this time. But I got it on, and I went over to my sister and I said, well, how does it look? And she said, when a snake swallows a rat whole, oh my God, she was so right. I was the snake, and the Panda Express was just the giant rat in my body. And I had done that delusional thing, I don't know if you guys do it too, where I sucked my gut all the way in that is humanly possible, and I believed that I was that skinny and that I could maintain that for a whole evening. And I was devastated because I was a receptionist, I was broke. This dress was basically a month's salary for me at that point. And I couldn't return it because it was final clearance. And my sister said, well, why don't we just go back to Macy's and you can get one of those Spanx things. Those girdles. Now, I said, okay, sure. So the two of us went back to Macy's, and we looked through the undergarments aisle, and there was a lovely saleswoman there, and I was looking at the different kinds of Spanx, and there's Spanx that are shorts that you can just pull on. You guys, yes, you women are nodding, yes, okay. And then there's the full body slip Spanx, which my sister strongly encouraged me to get. And as I was looking at my different options, the saleswoman comes up and she goes, oh, that'll really help with your pooch and your rear. And there's nothing like getting all your flaws pointed out to you while you're shopping. So I took the Spanx back into the dressing room, and I slipped it on. I took a slip. So I pulled the slip on and pulled it over my shoulders, and then I slipped the dress on and zipped it up, and it was magic. I was once again a Calvin Klein size 8. And actually, there was so much more room now. And I knew that I could go back to Panda Express every day, as long as I had Spanx. So my sister, she said, yes, get the Spanx, and she approved, and so she left the dressing room so that I could change. So I slip off the dress, dreaming of Panda Express and Cinnabon. And then I start to pull the Spanx up, and I start to shimmy out of it, and then I get stuck just about here. And I can't move at all. and I am trapped. And at this point, I felt real fear at this moment. And I have been afraid in my life. My father was a very, very angry man. He makes Tony Soprano look like the Snuggles bear from those softener commercials. I was nearly decapitated at a Alanis Morissette concert in a mosh pit, and I've been in several car accidents. But this was pure terror. And it's at this moment that I realized for the first time in my adult life that I am claustrophobic. And I start to hyperventilate, and I'm thinking, as long as I can just get to my cell phone, I can call my sister, and then I'm just like banging around like a raccoon in a dumpster, trying to get my phone. And then I hear a knock at the door, and it's a lovely saleswoman saying, "Hey, how's everything going in there?" And I say, "Just peachy." Because there's no way that I'm gonna let her in with my pooch and my rear hanging out. I would rather die. In fact, I was probably going to die. And just as I'm about to lose consciousness, I smell something. It is a Cinnabon. And then I hear my sister just outside the door chewing, and she goes, "What's taking you so long?" And I go, "Can you get in here?" She goes, "What?" And I go, "Can you get the fuck in here?" So she opens the door. She finds me in this position, and she laughs her ass off for about 15 minutes before bracing herself against the side of the dressing room to pull me out of the Spanx. And apparently, if you read the directions on Spanx, you're supposed to step in and step out of Spanx. You're never supposed to pull them over your head because of the patented compression technology. And my sister said, "You are really lucky that I was here." And I was, so I will leave you with one tip. Friends, never leave friends alone in a room with Spanx. Thank you very much.